Good evening. Welcome back. Today on the show, I have Mr. Andrew Tandoh Adote. Does that name ring a bell? He's actually, a favorite of mine. Hello, sir. How
Hello.
are you?
Nice to meet you.
Wow.
I'm fine.
I'm
I'm
actually,
fine, thanks.
I'm actually meeting you, face to face for the first time. But I've met you on stage like a couple of times, so many times.
Yes. That's my home away from home.
That is your home away from home.
Yeah.
Andrew Tandoh Adote. Tell us about yourself. Who is Andrew?
Oh, Andrew is a simple guy who just happens to love acting and performing and love art, visual arts, and all kinds of creativity. He's a creative person. He's passionate about what he does, and very quiet, very reserved. Someone who doesn't know him well may think he's not a friendly person, but he's very friendly, very nice, and likes to work hard.
Now tell us about growing up. Where do you come from? I mean, the name Adote rings a bell, but
Yes.
then it could be something else. So tell us about yourself, where you come from.
Well, I'm a Tema boy. I grew up in various parts of Tema. I was born to a Fanti mother and a grandfather. I just happened to have spent more of my life with the Fanti side of the family.
Okay.
So I identify more as that than the other side, but I'm still both, so that's basically my history. So I grew up mostly in Tema. We moved around a bit, but majority of my life has been in Tema.
What are some of the schools that you attended growing up?
Oh, plenty.
Why plenty?
Because we were at Tema, St. Paul Methodist. We went to Odoko, Prince of Peace School, and then even Ghana Atomic Energy Commission, which is
Schooled.
yeah. So various places.
Why? Was it because of the work of your parents?
Yeah. My dad was managing director of a transport company,
Oh, okay.
so we moved around quite a bit, and we had a rich upbringing.
That's nice. That's
Yes.
actually nice to say. You had a rich upbringing.
Yeah, as in rich as in experiences, different
Of course,
places and things.
You had the experience of every bit of yeah.
Yeah.
Now tell us about your personality growing up. How would you say you were?
Oh,
The outgoing person, the timid, the calm and collected person. What was Andrew like?
I was and still am an introvert. Thanks to performing on stage and things like that, I've learned to interact with people, talk on camera, articulate my words well, and present myself, fairly well. But deep down, I am still an introvert. That's what I've always been. I was a very quiet boy. Unfortunately, I didn't give my mother or my father any trouble. When you tell me to sit here, I sit here. When you tell me to get up, I get up, and things like that. So it wasn't a very eventful upbringing in that respect. My events were more of injuries. I'll do this and I'll get hurt, and it will become a whole
Yeah.
issue. But all in all, I wasn't a troublesome kid. Very quiet, very reserved. All through secondary school and stuff.
Wow. So talk of secondary school. What secondary school did you attend, and then from there?
Legon, Presec.
Okay.
From there, of course, I decided
You
to.
read, what course did you read in school?
It was agricultural science.
Okay.
And from there, I was at a crossroads because there was the life that my dad wanted me to live, the direction he wanted me to go in, which was going to the sciences and all that. And but I knew deep down I was a creative person. So if I was going to go further, it was going to be in that direction. But I decided that after the secondary school that I would give creativity, that part of myself, a chance to really see what I could do. So it was around that time that I just made the decision that I was going to look for opportunities to express that creativity professionally and see if I can actually make money from it. So that's when, and God being the way he is, that's when I met Uncle Ebo. This was about uh, 15, 16 years ago.
Okay.
That's when I met him for the first time. And I went to him as an illustrator. I told him that I know he has a magazine. I can draw. That's the first, should I say, gift I discovered that I could draw. So that's when I met him. When I met him, that's the skill I presented to him for him to make use of. And then I also felt deep down that, this acting thing, I can do it. I can do it. That's how it usually is, just a feeling.
Yeah.
So I decided to pursue that as well. Within that year that I decided to go in the direction of this inner feeling that I had. So I went to look around for any theater groups or acting opportunities. And then I went to the art center and I met someone there who was waiting for her group to come and meet.
Okay.
So I said, I just entered there. I said, I hear this is where theater groups meet. I want to join one. And she said, oh, I'm one of them. I'm waiting for the rest of them to come. So I sat with her, we waited. And then the team came together and then I introduced myself. And then that started my journey in theater. So I didn't actually start acting with Uncle Ebu. Roverman was not around when I started the acting. Yeah, so after a couple of years of doing the drawings for him, not years, but after a while, he said, what else do I do? And I told him, I act with the theater group at the art center. And he said, he's working on something. So when he's ready, he'll call me. And I think that was the script of Unhappy Wives, Confused Husbands, Roverman's very first play. So that's how kind of my life, when I made that decision, my life kind of started going in this direction that brought me where I am today.
Wow, that is quite interesting.
Yes.
So what about your father's dream of becoming, going into the science?
Oh, I mean, I understood him. He was an engineer, so he was into mathematics and things like that, and that's how he understood the world around him.
So how did he take it when he knew that this was the direction you had taken?
Around that time, he had started falling ill, so he wasn't really very active or vocal, in that respect. So I don't think did he get to see any of the plays? I don't know. Maybe he saw one of the plays, but for the most part, he was home most of the time, unable to really go out much.
So would you call that like a blessing in disguise? Because, you going to look for an illustrator, you were an illustrator, you met Dubai as an illustrator, and then now you became like one of his cast, like you were casted for. Would you call it like a blessing in disguise or something? Because, you went in with a different thing and then you came back as a different thing. Yes,
it is definitely a blessing in disguise, and it's evidence of, sometimes when you decide to do what you are naturally good at doing, your life kind of takes a certain direction, and I haven't regretted a moment of that. So yeah, it is a blessing that I made that decision at that time, because it was very crucial. If I had continued the way I was going, I would have done what he wanted, and I wouldn't have been able to express myself in the fullness of who I am, as a creative person.
So while in school, you said you studied agricultural science or something.
Yeah.
Why did you have to drop that as well?
Well, it wasn't because
when going to senior high school, did you know what you had wanted to study? Or your parents were like, okay, go and do this because when you come out, you're going to get a job? Or you went in with a clear mind that was actually what I wanted to do?
No, I wasn't very self-aware at that age. At least not self-aware enough to know that this is what I want to do. Okay. Because if I understood who I was very well before going into say, I would have told my family that, look, this is what I think I'm good at this. This is what I want to do. But at that time, I was still kind of in the air, and I was like, okay, you want me to do this, I'll do it. But it wasn't until I got into the school and I realized I was known more for drawing and English than the sciences and things like that. My mates knew me as the guy who can draw, So obviously it became apparent that, okay, maybe I wasn't supposed to toe this line, But it was too late at that time. And I could only wait until after everything was over before I could make that decision.
So, any advice you would give to people who have a talent, but then their parents want them to do something else? Is there anything you would want to tell them?
Well, I won't tell you to rebel against your parents,
Yes.
but certainly you should dedicate some time to it every day. Dedicate time to it because I mean, all things considered, it's the thing that will bring you the most fulfillment. And if you're able to monetize it well, it will also put food
Yeah.
on your table. Now creativity is what is running the world now. All you have to do is go on social media. Someone creates this funny thing, and you realize that it takes one person to create one trend, and everybody
Follows, yes.
follows that trend. And that should tell you how valuable creativity is. So whatever it is, whether it's just speaking, I know a friend who his gift is speak. His name is Kabute. I mean, Kabute Okansi is one of the leading MCs in Ghana. And he was gifted at speaking. He knows how to choose words and express himself very well. And he found himself in the MCing field, and he's doing great. Meanwhile, the course he actually studied is some very complicated. Something biology, something.
Agriculture, something.
Very, very science-based, heavy thing. Now, it's not that he doesn't have the brains to do that, but you know that he flows very naturally and very well in this particular field. So he's doing very well there. So I would say pay attention to it, and the moment you get to the point where you can let go of the corporate job that you have to keep body and soul together and have the financial as well as monetary fulfillment, then you go straight into it and you can fully express yourself. Yeah.
Wow. We are still getting to know our guests, but this interview continues after the break. Welcome back. We are still talking to Andrew Tandoh Adote. Andrew, so before we went on the break, you gave an advice to anybody watching that has a talent, but then the parents want them to do something, to just, follow, not to like rebel against the parents, but then follow the dream as well. Okay, so now let's talk about you having this personality of an introvert. You being an introvert, you like to keep to your space and all that. But then when we see you on that stage, it is a totally different individual. How are you able to metamorphose?
Oh, well, I mean, the first is rehearsals. You go through the rigors of, discovering the character, not only intellectually, but physically, because sometimes the character has a certain way of walking or a certain way of expressing him or herself, or, just little things that the character does. So we rehearse, and then with the guidance of the director, he tells you, okay, I like what you're doing, do it more this way. I like what you're doing here, do it more this way. That combined with your own inner creativity and what you as a person can also bring, either from someone or, some kind of idea that you have, you combine the two and then you have what you have on stage. So it's a collaborative process. Yeah, you don't just get up and become that person.
Now, how has this joining Roverman, becoming the stage actor that we know all of, because you are my favorite, let me mention it that way.
Thank you.
And my brother loves you so much. He would actually watch this interview. He was so happy that I mentioned I have Andrew.
Let me give him a shout out. Which guy?
That's your camera. You can
the one in the middle.
This
one.
So tell Akwesi hello.
Akwesi, hello. Charlie, next time you come and see me on stage, come backstage and say hello.
Yes, we are always there whenever there's a Roverman production. And so I want to know, what have been some of the experiences or the doors that have opened for you since you joined, you actually became who you want to become, or since you developed yourself, you realize, okay, hey, this is what I want to do. You nurtured it, and then what have been some of the doors that have opened for you?
Well, I mean, when I made the decision, is it that when I made the decision or after I joined the platform, the Roverman platform?
Yes.
Okay, after I joined the Roverman platform, of course, the skill the talents, after you work on it and you express it enough times, it becomes a skill.
Yeah.
It becomes something you can do very easily, you know. So when the skill developed, the one major door, of course, that I'll never forget is when this team came from abroad. They said they were doing this movie with Idris Elba in it, and that they would like us to audition and things like that. So I went and I auditioned, and I got a small part in it, you know. And because we were in the middle of rehearsals, the timing that they were giving for the shoots and it was clashing with the timing that they were giving for rehearsals. So I had to tell them that I can't do it, you know, because I'd already started with the AE and you guys came along. So I had to tell them that I can't do it. And then some American lady calls me and tries to convince me that I should be able to do it because of this and that. And at that time, I wasn't really eager to go out there and put myself out there like that, you know. So I was like, yeah, that's all very nice, but I can't do it. And then after that, the Ghanaians on the crew called me and said, what have I smeared my face with? Because the director himself says they should get me on board at all costs.
Wow.
I was like, oh, really? So interesting. So it had to be me. I come to rehearsals with my clothes packed. Yeah. There will be a van waiting for me downstairs.
Wow.
At the time, we were rehearsing at Coconut Grove Regency Hotel. So there'll be a van waiting for me. So when I finish rehearsals, I hop onto the van. The van drives me to the location. We shoot the following morning. And then if I have to come back, I come back. They bring me back. And I come and rehearse. And that's how we did it until it was done. And I didn't think it was a big deal because the scene, the number, I'm not in the movie for more than 5 minutes. So I didn't think it was a big deal that they should find someone else. But apparently they saw something which I can only attribute to the skill I had gained on the platform. At that time, we were a few years in with Roverman, so I'd gained a few skills here and there. So yeah, that's one major door that opened. There are other doors, but that's the most notable one that everybody will remember.
Yeah. Wow. How vigorous is your, rehearsal like? Because I come to Roverman production and I know that, hello, there has been like rehearsal into this play that I'm watching, because every act is so on point. There was this, I've forgotten the title, but recently the one with the plane, I Slept With Your Wife or so.
Yeah.
And then the movements with the plane, I'm like, nobody's missing. Even after you get up to act your role, you come back and you are still moving. How vigorous is your exercise like? It's like when you miss, I know that when you miss a line, you can, improvise. But then when you miss the step or something like that, is that like, are you penalized? Are you punished? Is that sort of?
Well, the reason why we got it right was that it was extremely important to Uncle that we got that part right.
Okay.
I mean, we're all like, what's the big deal? We're on a plane, we shouldn't even have to be doing that. But for some reason, it was very, very important to him. So we had to put a lot of effort into that aspect so that physically we're able to get in sync. Of course, it was extremely difficult. All our rehearsals, it takes from usually it's supposed to take 6 weeks to rehearse a show. Sometimes because of external factors and things like that, sometimes the shortest we've done is 2.5 weeks. And that's rehearsals every day with the dancing and the singing and everything, But when we have enough time, 4 days a week, weekends, and of course all holidays are his if you're a cast member. So you don't have a holiday, and things like that. So if you're a cast member, Christmas is not with your family, it's with Roverman, because if you're in all the plays, you are in all the plays and things like that. So yeah, that's basically.
And how is it for you reading all the scripts and then, because like you are in all the plays? I've never
not all.
I don't. Well, maybe I missed that particular play.
We've done 50. I think I Slept With Your Wife is our 50th play, and I've been in all but maybe four or five.
I've seen all but just 4.
Yes.
So how are you able to? Because you there could be it's quarterly, right? You do
Yes.
plays. So you have a play. Let's say you have a play this month. Let's say 2 plays in a month. Is
No,
that
it's
possible?
a play every 3 months.
Every 3 months.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So then there's time to go through the script and all that.
Yes.
Okay. And is it lucrative?
No, I wouldn't say it is. It is lucrative because the creative business as a whole in Ghana is not very lucrative. I mean, I'll give you a simple example. I'm a voiceover
Yeah.
artist as well. Okay, if I was anywhere in a country where the systems were in place well, one voice I could build a house from just one voiceover because there would be kind of royalties and things coming in. The guy who did Lion King, the first one, the very first one, was a black boy at the time, a small boy. The one who voiced Simba in Lion King. When he was done with his role, they offered him $2 million one-time payment.
You don't mean it.
$2 million one-time payment for his role. And then his mother at the time said no. They want back-end deal. So they want a percentage of anything, any amount the film makes worldwide for the rest of his life.
Wow.
Yes. So they gave up the $2 million, and to this day, the guy is still enjoying checks from Lion King. Anything Lion King out there, he makes money from it. The money comes to him.
Wow.
So he's ended up making more money. That movie was how many? The first one was how many years ago?
So little.
Yeah, it was more than 20 or so years ago.
Yeah.
Yes, the guy has been receiving checks every month since then. That is what should happen in a system that works. But here, how our system is, and we haven't gotten there yet. So, as a whole, there are a whole lot of countries, even in West Africa, that there's more room for improvement.
Yeah.
So, if the creative people can only do their best, but sometimes there need to be some things in place as far as government and things like that. That needs to be in place so that all these aging actors who struggle, if we were in a system, anywhere they show one of their old films, they'll get something small. They will get something small. So.
But what have been personally some of your challenges? Because you're an artist, you do other stuff. You're a voiceover artist. I'm sure you have other things you do as well. How is it? Does it conflict with your rehearsals and all other things?
Yeah, I mean, if you are doing something else and you've gotten a script from Roverman, you have to make time for it. And mine is not even the hardest when it comes to. I mean, there are doctors, there are teachers, there are lawyers, and all kinds of people in the group, and they still have their jobs that they have to go to. Bankers, they still have their jobs that they have to go to. But when they close, they come for rehearsals and rehearse. And sometimes too, they have to tell their bosses something or bribe them with a ticket so that the bosses can give them some leeway to come and rehearse. So you have to reorganize. There is some you have to reorganize your life to some extent so that you can accommodate the work and get it done. Yes.
You're doing extremely well, I must say.
Thank you.
Now let's talk about the role of a woman in your life.
Yes.
What has been the impact of any woman? It could be any woman at all, a lady, whoever is in your life who has helped you to become the Andrew that we know. Who has that been?
I mean, starting from my mother, Ghanaian mothers are no strangers to sacrifice. And she has, of course, made a lot of sacrifice, so many sacrifices for me, from all the way from secondary school, getting me food and holding the fort when my dad started falling ill and things like that. So I'll always be grateful to her for that. And then as I grew older and women began to look interesting to me, there have definitely been a few women that have come into my life that have taught me a few things, I mean, even I'm a very comfortable dresser. I like to be comfortable when I dress up to go out, and I don't care how it looks per se, as long as I feel comfortable.
That's it.
But, when you go into a group like Roverman and there are women there who have an idea what would fit you, if you really dressed, what would really fit you, your perspective begins to shift a little because they let you understand that, look, man,
you're just wearing it.
Yeah, and all that. And then, of course, you pay attention to your hygiene. when you are among the women, because you don't want anyone to go behind your back and say, "Oh, Andrew's."
Yeah.
So, but these seem like little things, but they're extremely important. And depending on where you find yourself, just the perfume you wear, they made me, start paying serious attention to perfume and any kind of body spray and things like that, because Charlie, there are women there. You have to look. And then how to just treat people in general. Being an introvert, I live my life in my head. So that tends to translate that you are a selfish person if you are not careful. Because someone will do something, and if you don't acknowledge what the lady did, especially if it's a lady, guys typically don't care that much. But if you want to exist in the world with women, you need to be aware of certain little things so that you don't come off looking either selfish or insensitive, because you may do something and I won't acknowledge it, but as a guy, you know that we are cool. It's not the same typically with women. They will have a problem if let's say you go and visit when she's sick and you didn't bring anything for her as some kind of those kind of things. But as a guy, you're like, oh, I've come to visit, I've spent time, I've given you my time, I've come to ask you how you are doing, so why are you, but you get to learn that women are different, and as a guy, you need to be aware of these things when you're dealing with them. So all these little aspects of me have been shaped in one way or the other because of the women in my, especially the ones who are close to you, that tell you, Charlie, Andrew, this thing you do, you have to watch it, or this thing you do, you have to watch it. And if you're able to get over yourself enough to listen and pay attention, it helps you.
Yeah, Andrew, you talk about mommy. She's been that female figure in your life.
Yes.
What is one thing that you remember that she did for you that you were like, whoa?
Oof. Where do I even start? Well, there are, you see, it's come to be so, it's been done so often that we tend to think it's normal. But, as an adult, when you look back on certain things that she did, you realize that not everybody has it like that. It takes on a different meaning altogether. When I knew she had issues with fuel and things like that, but would drive to school at a moment's notice when she hears that I'm not well or something like that, or just how she would handle certain issues that would come up, with such calmness and such grace, because she understands that you are a boy and you are growing up and things like that, and there's so much when you think about it. You go, wow, looking back as a grown up now, you look back and you realize it's a big deal. So I can't really put my finger on one thing. There's so much, so much that she's done.
I totally understand.
Yeah.
And I think I agree with you.
Yeah.
Now, would want to know, aside, you talk about you're an artist.
Yeah.
I've been saying, I go on your page and I see some artworks. You do them yourself.
Yes.
And are they really like out there? You do for people call you to do art for them, or is it like a commercial thing you do?
No, it's only last year that I began to open myself up to do commissioned work. But the awareness isn't out there much, because I'm still trying to balance out the art side with the acting and moving around and things like that. But definitely when there's someone calls me directly and says they want this kind of thing, definitely I do try and make time for that. But making art for myself has been a bit because I'm not paying myself, so I do it as and when. But when there's a serious commission job happening, I do my best to.
Now, Andrew, if you were given a role, because I know the depth of your voice, there's this thing about your voice. If you're given a role to mimic a woman, how are you going to play that?
Well, I play it as best as I can. I haven't really.
got that challenge yet? You've not been
No,
given-
it was a woman. There was a play we did long ago where the couple arguing exchanged bodies. So yeah, so in that sense, I was talking with my voice, but the mannerisms that came with it were that of a woman. So I don't know if I'll be able to succeed at sounding like that, but I'll definitely do my best and make sure the aspects that I can control to make you think that's a woman,
As a
I'll
woman.
do that.
No,
and
but
then
I think
do the
Uncle
rest.
Ebo should actually put you on the spot. We would want to see you, change your voice and then do something. We
Well,
want to
we'll
see
see.
that.
We'll see. Me, I'm up for the challenge.
Andrew, we are so grateful that you came on the show, and now everybody, I'm sure, after this show, people would know much about you because all we see is the stage. We come for the shows and we're like, okay, Andrew was in, but now we've gotten to know that you are the reserved type of person. But I will really disturb you because we want you on our side as well.
Which side?
Like, we want to see you everywhere.
Oh, I mean that depends. I'm working on it. I mean I'm trying my best to appear at events
and all
as much
that.
as possible. When my colleagues in the arts do their premieres, I try and go to as many as I can, or stage plays, other people's stage plays. I try to be there as much as I can. So this year, like I said before, I've been comfortable where I was.
Yeah.
I was in I was within the platform. I didn't really bother about what was going on or if I wanted to venture outside. But as you get older, you want to really see what is out there. You want to challenge yourself with other people, working with other people to see if the values you've learned in the group will stay with you. So your work ethic, your discipline and things will still be around if there's no Uncle Ebo
Yeah.
standing behind you, breathing on your neck, So I've been venturing more into screen, like I said, Beast of No Nation, some series here and there, Yellow Pepper, Perfect Picture, Shirley Frimpong's movie, and things like that. So the world is opening up in a different way, and I'm learning new things. And I've realized I'm making more friends outside, in the acting fraternity outside. Yeah, so you'll be seeing me more often at the premieres and if I know somebody there, I'll definitely come there. Because if I don't know you, I can't come because
Of course,
I'm
of
shy.
course.
And I can't go and go, oh, hi, I like your... I'm not good at those things. So if I know, if there's someone I know, that I'll come specifically for that person, I'll greet the person
Exactly.
and go and watch
you
the
vanish.
movie. No, I'll watch the movie and then I'll vanish.
Okay. You
Yeah.
don't like the paparazzi around you.
No, I don't mind. I don't think we have paparazzi in Ghana.
We
though.
don't. We have bloggers.
Yeah, we don't have paparazzi. Paparazzi is a different
We just come to your house.
animal
invade your privacy
altogether.
And all that.
So the bloggers, they
want to talk to
but
you.
up to, I think they still ignore me because they don't know. I don't blame them, because you have to be somebody, and I'm not somebody yet, which is fine. So
Well, they don't know you, but
Yeah.
some of us know you. A lot
Yeah.
of us know you.
so that I just sat quietly sneak when I watch them follow the
The
stars
faces,
around. I'm
the
like,
ones-
that's nice. That's nice. Let me enjoy my anonymity for as long
freedom.
as it lasts. So I'm not really pressed about that. I'm cool.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. After this break, we get to find out how smart our guest is on the smartness level segment. Don't go away. Welcome to the smartness level segment with myself and Andrew Tandoh. Is my person. Andrew,
Yes, sir.
are you welcome to
Yes.
this, this segment?
Oh, I feel
Are you-
very welcome.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Like very friendly to this segment?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, so I don't know whether
Okay,
to feel friendly
so
towards
on
it.
this segment, you answer 4 questions.
Okay.
The first question, all the questions are from our sponsors. The first question, whether you answer correctly or not, you get to walk away with whatever it comes with.
Okay.
But the last 3, you would have to spin the wheel, and
All right.
then the number that you get, you'd answer 3 questions from that particular sponsor. So if you're able to get all correct, and you get 2 out of 3, fine. Makes
But do I know your sponsors even? I don't know if I
I'll
know
mention
them.
Don't worry.
You mentioned them.
I'll mention them.
Okay. I hear.
So if you get the questions correct,
Okay.
you are able to walk away with all the other gets from all the sponsors. But if you know you're not able to get them all, if you spin and then it falls on white, which is like nothing, you get to pick a number from a Save More Cup. And then because we do not want you to go home just like that, you get to walk away with something from that particular sponsor. So there are numbers also in this cup. Fair
Okay.
deal, right?
All right, sure.
Fair deal.
Yeah, I'm cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your first question.
All right.
From Frame Express.
From Frame Express.
Express.
And who are they?
Okay, so they make beautiful frames. So if you have a picture, a very lovely picture of yours, and then you want to frame beautifully,
Then you
match
go and then frame it. Frame
to them.
Express. You are here. Okay, what's the question?
So Frame Express. What is jealous? Can fill a room, but doesn't take up space.
What is jealous? Can fill a room, but doesn't take up. I'm not good with these riddle questions, though. I really am not. Yeah, I'm terrible with these. Jealous can
Yeah.
fill a room, but doesn't take up space. Charlie, I don't know.
Okay, let me change the question for you.
Okay,
Are you good?
yeah.
I have a tail and I have a head, but I have nobody, and I'm not a snake. What am I?
I have a tail
And a head,
and a head.
but
I
I'm not
have-
a snake.
I have no body,
I have nobody.
but I have but I'm not a snake.
Yeah. What am I? I have a head and a tail.
Hey.
Should I give you a clue?
Okay.
It's a currency.
So what?
It's a currency. Yeah.
It's a currency.
Yeah.
A currency.
Yeah.
Local or foreign.
Every it's all over. Every country has, I'm sure.
I told you I'm not good at these things. I have a tail, I have a head. I don't have a body. But I'm not a snake.
Should I?
Yeah.
It's a coin.
Ah, yes. Yeah.
I say yes. Now you get it right.
Charlie.
So simple. You were just thinking a lot. It's
I was
just
thinking too
something
much,
that-
yeah.
Okay, so now this other question. Are you ready?
Is it like the previous one? These riddle types.
yes.
Yo, that's it.
Okay, now you'd have to spin. So
I have to spin now.
Yes,
so I
please.
have to walk over there.
yes, please.
Okay.
Clockwise. So come this way.
Okay.
Ready?
So should I?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, number one. So you can come and sit down.
Okay.
So your question is from sponsor number one, which is Amore Beauty Spa.
Amore Beauty Spa.
Amore
Okay.
Beauty Spa. So they are into all types of massages. They have a Thai massage, what is this? Reflow. I can't mention that word. They have vaginal massage and all that. They have all types of.
Wow.
Why?
Vaginal massage.
Yeah, they do all types of massage.
First time I'm
Vaginal
hearing of that.
So yeah, all types of waxing. There's vaginal waxing and all that. They do all that. They do all the types of massages, manicure, pedicure. So yeah. So these questions are from them.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. 3 eyes I have. All in a row. When the red one opens, all freezes like the snow. What am I?
3 eyes I have all in a row. When the red eye opens, all freezes
Yes.
like the snow.
What
That one is a traffic light, right?
Final answer?
Yeah.
Like, what is your final
Traffic lights. I don't know what.
answer? So your final
That's
answer?
my final answer, yes.
Traffic light. Right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So your second question.
Okay.
Ready? You're ready, right?
Yeah.
What belongs to you but is used by everyone else? Why are you laughing?
Is that?
Why are you laughing?
I was tempted to say girlfriend.
Hey! Oh, really?
But,
Okay. Why would you think it's a girl?
Is that?
Why would you?
Oh no, sometimes
You think it belongs to you?
guys, it happens that you think,
Okay, but it's not like used
it's
by
not-
everyone else. This particular thing is used by everyone else.
everyone else.
It's yours, but like everyone else uses it.
Oh, slippers.
I don't use your slippers. I can't use your slippers. Should I tell you the
Charlie,
answer?
I don't know.
It's your name.
Yes.
Yes. You've been using it in your place.
You're better than.
Okay, so your final question. Are we good to go?
Yes.
Okay. You see it once in June, 3 times in September, and never in May, and will always be in ages. What is it?
That's some more.
You see it once in June, 3 times in September, and never in May.
One more time.
You see it once in June, 3 times in September, and never in May. What am I? Or what is it?
The letter E.
Correct.
Ah,
What was that? That's 2 out of 3. You've done well.
thank you.
Okay, so on this show, when you come, you pass. So you're going to get everything from us on this. So on
Okay.
this show, we don't allow you to go just like that. So we have a lot of goodies for you.
Yo.
First off is something that looks like you. Are you ready?
Okay.
Ready?
Something that looks like me.
Something that looks like you.
Oh, that's
this
nice.
is something that looks like you.
Whoa!
So it says she is sure appreciates you. Thank you for being an inspiration. Andrew Tandoh Adote.
Wow!
This is yours.
Awesome.
Also, from Amore Beauty Spa, you get a massage session from them. They're gonna
What?
contact you and then you go. And then from our very own, we're going fast, right?
Yeah, cool. I mean, it's cool.
Cool down. From Tombolo, they make, delicious and nutritious drinks. There's a pineapple juice, ginger juice. This is the Sobolo.
Okay.
So you're going to get a pack of Sobolo.
Wow.
Tombolo.
Thank you,
Yes.
Tom
Bolo.
Bolo.
And then finally, from pins and needles,
Okay.
they're into wrappings, headpieces, they make fascinators for women, brooches and all that. They said we should give you this beautifully wrapped champagne.
Champagne.
Yes. You don't give this to mommy. It's the reason you came today.
Oh, I
So
see.
give this to mommy.
I don't think
So-
I don't think she will drink this.
So you drink it yourself. Then.
Oh no, I don't know. We'll see.
Okay, thank you so much, Andrew, for coming on the show.
Much
We are
appreciated.
so happy that you came. And so this is how we are going to be wrapping up another exciting episode of your favorite show, She Is, the show that empowers women all over the world to believe in themselves and set out to achieve their dreams despite whatever challenge that comes their way. The show is, of course, proudly brought to you by Smile GH Photography. Smile GH is by far the best production company that me Richmond that I know of. If it's not Smile GH, don't call anybody. Call them on 024-008-1636. Also, thanks to Save More Ghana. Save More Ghana is the most discounted shop mall in the country. Who could talk furniture, who could talk home appliances, groceries. You're not going to Save More Ghana. You're not going to Save More Ghana. Go and waste your money. Come to Save More Ghana. Call them on 055-610-6973. 055-610-6973. They are located inside Dome Kwabenya. Also, thanks to Pins and Needles. They are into beautiful fascinators. They make brooches, bands, and all that. So, for your girlfriend or co-wedding, you need something for her hair. She has to look very beautiful. Call them on 024-161-5741. Also, thanks to Tombolo. Tombolo is a taste you can't resist. Call them for your nice beverages. Very sweet, very nice, nutritious. Call them on 0205-282277. Also, thanks to Amore Beauty Spa. All kinds of massages, body waxing, BBR. Go to Amore Beauty. If you want to relax, go to Amore Beauty Spa. Call them on 0244-791-226. 0244-791-226. And finally, thanks to Frame Express for the beautiful frames that we give to our guests. Call them for yours on 024-515-9580. 024-515-9580. My name is Richmond Open. She is
Emilia Ifwa Sarah Adote.
See you next week.